correct appetite sort of approach you're looking at. The thing is, it's a preoccupation, an obsession with avoiding food that isn't perceived as healthy. Now, of course, going onto the internet is extremely dangerous because you've got all sorts of people with extreme views out there, not based on science, etc. And actually, what you end up with, what you perceive as healthy food intake, is making you very unhealthy, suffering malnutrition, the changes you are experiencing. But then it's a mental, well, disorder then. It's an eating disorder, as anorexia and bulimia is, but it's not officially identified as one. But
the difference with this as well is that with sort of bulimia and anorexia, a lot of that can be incredibly secretive and hidden, as we've spoken to people here about that. But yours wasn't. With this, it was a real kind of, this is what I'm doing, and if you're not eating like this, then ugh.
Well, we all know someone that has it. If you, I strongly doubt that you won't have been to a wedding or a party where someone hasn't brought their own food, where someone won't have prepared their food themselves.
Really?
Yeah, there'll always be someone that they've brought, sat with their own stuff, or they will talk to you purely about diet. And we all know at least one person who's slightly orthorexic. Yeah, they might not take it to the Olympic standards that I did, but definitely their relationship with, well, for a start, a food's an inanimate object, you don't have a it's not your boyfriend, it's not your mum, you don't have a relationship with it. It's there to give you energy, and then you forget about it. And it wasn't, it was my entire life. Yeah,
and it's interesting that you're not just missing out, say carbohydrates, you're missing out whole chunks of diet, not just a single type of food.
Motivated by fear. Anything that will hurt me, like it's a gun, like it's a knife on your table.
Where are you now, Carrie? I mean,
totally fine.
How come?
Well, I knew that there was something wrong. I didn't want to admit it, but I read this great book this Dr. Steve Bratman wrote in the 90s called Health Food Junkies, I believe. But I read it and thought, you're a very clever lad, but you're not quite well. You're still fixating on food a little bit. And I thought, no, I'm going to raise the bar. If you can get out of a wheelchair and if you can destroy the other habits that I'd overcome, I will not be in fear of food. I won't have this. This will not be my life. I believe I can do better. So I accidentally, embarrassingly, discovered a way to bulletproof yourself against anything like this sort of recovery, to make sure that you put your emphasis on the external world, because food doesn't love you back. It's not what comes out of your mouth that makes you a good... It's not what goes into your mouth that makes you a good person. It's what comes out of it. That's what makes you a virtuous person. So I went into sports. I mean, I'm a sports presenter now because I know it could be sports, it could be theatre, it could be music. Anything that I can focus on that isn't me. Anything that I can really...